Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to American Truck Simulator, and welcome to Socorro, New Mexico. Started in Albuquerque this morning, which is where we left off last episode. There were no heavy cargoes coming out of Albuquerque, and we need a heavy cargo to continue on our mission to get 5 heavy cargo deliveries in a row. So I drove up here to Socorro, deadheaded up here, and obviously you can see we did a couple things to the truck. I pulled one axle out, and the reason I did that is I wanted this aero kit back here. This is the flow below kit, which apparently just those couple little panels do amazing things for fuel economy in real life. I don't know if they change fuel economy in the game. It'd be fascinating if they do. I don't know if they do. I put new fenders on since we're running a different kind of rig. Can't run the aero kit with the lift axle. Had to take it out. I also went with sleeper cab. Figured I'd take a look at that. Threw some lights on. Obviously, I threw our skin on. I don't know why I had neglected to do that before, but try to throw our company skin on all our trucks. I also, you can see I found these old school, and these are all in the Sissel mod. This is the Sissel 567. If you download this from the Steam Workshop, it's going to come with these crazy old school 351 style headlights, but they also have the amber BMW style Ghost Ring DRL, which is kind of badass. And then we've got some marker lights and DRLs on our bumper. So yeah, just having some fun with the truck. And I left our flags and banner on it because we're going to be hauling a heavy cargo. Right. You want to do it? Let's do it. I want to check one thing because the game is updated a couple times and I always forget to do this stuff. 4.9. Done. And that, as far as I know, changes the way that the things move past you in the game and gives less of an exaggerated sense of speed. And I beg your pardon, not Socorro. We're in Santa Fe. And this is our tractor going to Fresno. You want to take that in two jobs? You want to see if anything else heavy is going out? Nothing else heavy. But you know what? We're headed that way anyway. We'll take it in 2 jobs. We'll go halfway. We'll go to either Flagstaff or Kingman. See how the weather treats us. Right. Here we go. Did I accept that job? Did I? Santa Fe. Right. Get our map up here. 29 miles. That won't take too long. Get our zoom set properly. And it was perfect. Lights on. Here we go. So I'm enjoying this truck. You know, it's weird with mods that it's like so many mods have so many amazing things, but they're all different. And I don't know if you do this, but I definitely do this, where there will be a mod and it will have like all these amazing things, right? But it'll be missing one thing that another mod had. So you remember we were in that 378 for a while, and it had the AC unit, the carrier AC unit mounted on the frame, and then it had the compressor lines up to the radiators that are mounted on the back of the cab with the fans and everything. Super cool. It's such a small thing, but to me, those immersive details, like that's the sort of thing you would see out west because it is so hot. And even though tractor trailers they have so much engine that you can take power off the engine pretty much anywhere you want. You can take it off for an air compressor, for all the air systems on a truck, and it's really not going to have a whole lot of impact on the engine because they have so much torque. Well, you could run an air conditioner, a huge air conditioner under the hood, in-cab air conditioning. But when you're talking about 100 plus degrees, a lot, and the sun just beating down on you out there in the southwestern desert, the idea of running an auxiliary air conditioner, either roof mounted, frame mounted, wherever, the idea of running an auxiliary air conditioner, very appropriate. So to be able to put that down there, to me, that really just adds to the immersion of the game. So this truck, as beautiful as it is, now it's got the those little ghost ring lights. The the Viper 389 has those ghost ring lights, and I love them. But then we had the mirror problems. That wasn't me beeping, by the way. We had the problems with the mirrors and the lagging, so couldn't do it. There we go. Couldn't use it. So it's like every mod has these amazing features, but then the next mod has every feature but that one, if that makes sense. And I guess I'm looking for one mod that has every possible feature, every possible bell and doodad. And the thing is, they're not, God, I see some of these. Am I on the tracks? Don't want to get hit by a train. Oh, timing. Are you kidding me? Where's the train? There it is. Is it? Yeah, there. No. Yeah, it is. Oh, cool. That's like a commuter train. And we can't stick around to see it. I see some trucks, like on some of the mod sites, I see trucks or skins, various things. And the way that people have the trucks in the pictures set up, just every slot on the truck has a light on it. And it's got 8 bibendum across the light bar on the roof, and it's got 28 fog lights. And I know a lot of kids play this game. Whatever. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't impact me, so I'm not like upset about it or anything. But I know a lot of people like trucks. They like their trucks really, really decorated. Totally cool. If that works for you, perfect. I don't necessarily want all the doodads and bibs and bobs and what have you, but I do like functional accessories. Like right now we're running the banner and the flags. I don't do that too often, but it's a really cool look to have the heavy cargo banner and flags on the truck. Being able to do that, to me, adds to immersion tremendously. And things like the air conditioner and things like the hoses now. The hoses are working. I'm slowing down early because I've been burned on these ramps. And when I say been burned, that comes out the wrong way. I don't mean I've been burned. It's not like the game set me up. I just screwed it up. Okay, so we're good. So I don't necessarily need to like drape my truck in crap and accessories, but I like having the option to add. Uh-oh. Thought we did. Oh man, I'm kind of a mess today. I like the option to add what I think of as appropriate and meaningful accessories to my truck. And it doesn't make me mad or anything, but like when you see one mod that has one thing and then another mod that has another thing, but it doesn't have the first thing, it's like, I want both the things. And I have gone in and tried to make some of those changes in the mod, and it's not as easy as it looks. Sometimes you can find a way to do it. Sometimes I can find a way to do it. Very often I can't. So what you want to do is you definitely want to save a copy of the mod before you start messing with it, because it's entirely possible that you're going to break it when you try to do stuff. And what else? Oh, and then if it's a Steam mod, you can do a bunch of work on it, and then it updates and overwrites all your work, which is cool. For something like a skin, if you put a skin inside a mod rather than having it as a freestanding skin, if you put a skin into a Steam Workshop mod, and then it overwrites. As long as you save the DDS file, you can just drop it into the updated version and everything will be fine. But it's weird for me to think like the amount of maintenance that this all takes. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'd say half my sims have mod support, and naturally the other half do not. So Farm Sim I would put at the top of the list, and then Euro Truck. We can make a right turn here, can't we? Yeah, let's do it. Farm Sim at the top of the list, and then Euro Truck and American Truck. And then probably Assetto Corsa, and then R Factor, etc., etc. So what I'm getting at, I guess, why do I feel like we're going in a big loop? No, it's right there. That looks... What the hell? Is this not where we came from? Wait a minute. What? Huh. Okay. Moment, please. We just came from right there. Okay. That's cool. I ain't bad at all. That's just very, very weird. Unless, I'll look on the replay. It's possible that I did something wrong. Very often. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you do that. I do that all the time. I'm like, who took my... Oh, never mind. Here it is. So there's a lot of times where I get very upset at a game, and then I'll look on the replay or something, or whatever, or my girl will be like, you know, your brake is on. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course I knew my brake was on. Let me just take the brake off, and then everything works a lot better. Clearly, I was just testing my emergency brake. So I'll take a look on the replay, but I'm pretty sure we just circumnavigated the city of Santa Fe so we could drive literally 100 feet away. Would not be the first time I've done something dumb in this game. And will inevitably not be the last. Right. 997 miles. Yeah, we'll go halfway. We'll go halfway today. You know what? I always go in cab. Brights on? They were. I always go in cab, and I feel like we missed some stuff. Alright, like there's some cool things to see outside. So let's leave via third person. And of course we'll hop in cab for the highway. Oh, scrape those Alcoa wheels. You make it? Oh, that's nice. Look at this courteous gangster. He's stopping way down here. Thanks, buddy. Right. What was I talking about before? What was I talking about before the thing I was talking about? Before the thing I was talking about. Mods. That's it. And I think I might have to cough. I'm hoping I catch a red light here. Because I gotta grab my dump button. Oh, the one time you need a red light, you don't get it. Oh, God. Timing. So, hang on. Mute. So, all these mods, all these sims, all these mods, right? Keeping everything maintained and up to date. Steam Workshop is a godsend if you're into mods. And Content Manager for Assetto Corsa also will update mods automatically depending on where you get them. I think that's some feature that works kind of exclusively through race department. I don't know. I don't know if it's right, because how could it? Like, if you just got a mod from a website, how could Content Manager know where you got it? And even if it can see what version it is, and even if it can try to update it, how would it know where you got it? Gangsta. Here we go. So I think it's got to be through race department. But that's kind of, if you're into a set of Corsa mods, race department is kind of the place you want to be anyway. But it's a lot of mods to update. And on the farm side, I use Black Panther. You have to do those manually. I use Modding Velt and Forbidden mods. You have to update those manually if you get stuff from them. And even if you use the store, like the Giants Mod Hub, that doesn't update things automatically either. It gives you can go into the mod section of the game itself, and all it tells you is what has been updated, and then you need to download them, and I guess it overwrites your mod folder. It overwrites what's in your mod folder, so you don't need to like swap it out or whatever. But you still have to do it sort of semi-manually. You see what I'm getting at. And I'm reluctant to say it's a lot of work. Like, oh, we're digging for coal. There are people that really work hard for a living. And having a hobby like gaming it's hard to say that this is work. Because it's not. But it's a process. It's tedious, maybe is the right word for it. And depending on how many sims you have and how many mods you have, it can get kind of time consuming. So for things like, I don't know, some of the realism and physics mods that I use in Farm Sim, I'll see on a video, because I do watch other people's videos of sim gaming, and I'll see somebody with a mod and they're doing something in the mod, and I'm like, oh, mine doesn't do that. And then down in the notes I'll see that it's like V whatever 6.15, and I'm like, damn, I got 5.8. So I gotta, and then just repeat that 10 or 15 or 30 times in a day, trying to keep everything up to date. So it's not quite a lifestyle, but if you're into modding, if you're into making games do things that they weren't intended to do, then it can take up quite a bit of time. And I get so OCD about it. I get kind of almost like gripped that I'm not running the most up-to-date mod, or that I haven't updated, or that features have been added and I don't have access to them because I haven't updated. Whatever. So it's a thing, man. It's that modding lifestyle. I feel like this Sissel 567, this actually updated this morning. Today's the 27th. Yeah, it updated this morning, and I feel like they changed some sounds around. I feel like the sounds are a little bit different. And also, these are base game road textures, and I feel like these are different because I got rid of all those mod textures we were running. But I'm feeling like these are looking better than they have in the past. I think they're looking pretty good. We need to exit. We do need to exit. And then we need to be over here. Game's running pretty good, I have to say. We'll see if it holds. I had crazy lag spike in Farm Sim this morning, which is not typical. I get them all the time in ETS and ATS, but it's not typical for Farm Sim, so that was a little bit weird that happened. And I've also got I got a notification this morning that new drivers have become available for NVIDIA for my graphics card, so I need to download those today. And man, I wish there was some kind of a side-by-side benchmark sort of thing that you could do when you get GPU drivers, because I know some of them work and some of them really don't. And it's, everybody's done the rollback on their graphics card drivers. Everybody's done the rollback, but sometimes you don't know till maybe a week later, a few days later, and at that point it's like, oh, is this because of my driver update, or right? Like, you don't always notice it right away, and sometimes it's hard to know what the cause is. So I'll get those downloaded and I'll give them a try and see. The whole thing, the whole thing really makes me kind of envy the console players. And I understand you get a lot more options on PC. But it's weird how like every problem leads to another problem, and so on and so on, until you just have this big snarl. And then the days that you can get everything working properly, those are like victory days. For me, anyway. But I'll be the first to recognize that these are self-inflicted wounds. If you take a game, download it from Steam, and just play it as is, 99 times out of 100 you are not going to have a bit of trouble. It's only when you start making it do stuff that it gets wonky. Right, so how long do you want to go today? Do you want to go till we have to sleep? Do you want to go till we run out of daylight? Do you want to go till we have to add fuel? Do you want to go half an hour? So many choices. We'll see how we go. We've gone just over 100 miles. And I think, man, I don't know how I feel about that incident leaving the shop this morning. I'm a little raw about that, I have to say. Not that big a deal. So let's say all that took 10 minutes, and then I think we've been driving for about 10 minutes. Let's go another little bit. And then what I might do, and I don't think I've ever done this off camera, but I think what I might do is, instead of driving all the way to Fresno, it's what, 900 miles? Let's say we drive 300 miles today. Now I drive 300 miles off camera, and then next Saturday, when we pick up, we'll drive the final 300 miles. That's something to think about. Maybe we do that. And I just realized that truck stop we just passed it's not highlighted yet. We could have crossed that off our list to get all 22 truck stops in New Mexico. I'm feeling like getting to all 6 places on the Colorado River and getting all 22 truck stops, I feel like those are going to be the most time consuming. And I feel like the best way to do those is going to be to look up what all of them are online, and then just sit down some session off camera with a glass of wine and just drive to every truck stop in New Mexico, just deadhead to every truck stop in New Mexico. No trailer, no nothing. Don't even mess with trying to pick things up and whatever. Because that's a lot of them. 22, and I think we have 4 or 5. Yeah. I'm also a little irked that you can't see the Steam achievements. I mean, nobody can. I don't mean you can't. Or that we can't do it on video. But I feel like there's no way to bring your Steam achievements into either one of the truck sims. Like maybe, I don't know, something with World of Trucks maybe. They could interface it. I don't know. That's a pretty good looking sky I'm looking out at right now. Did we talk about the skyboxes and my theory that they're new in 1.31? I feel like they're new. I was reaching up for my dump button right there. What, did you think I had fallen asleep? That is a thing. When you're driving, well, I guess when you're driving anywhere in the world, but I've seen it a lot out west. You'll see a truck, like, off to the right, like to a little rock outcropping, like halfway between here and there by that fence. There'll just be a truck on its side, no skid marks, nothing. And as you're driving past it, you'll hear the other truckers on the CB like, oh, I guess somebody needed a nap. So that is a thing. But I didn't fall asleep. I was just trying to, man, this cough, it won't go away. It's been like, what, 3 weeks, a month? It just won't go away. So at some point I will have to go to the doctor. But we'll delay that as long as possible. Oh, and I want to tell you what, let me set the cruise control. And I want to, when we get to a straight place here, I want to do a hop out and do a little screenshot action. And this looks pretty straight. Moment, please. Get back in the lane here. Perfect. So looking at fuel, I think, yeah, we're going to need fuel here momentarily. So let's go till we need fuel. And then we'll call it an episode. Through traffic, use left lane. Well, this gangster's in the left lane. I took a picture of Shiprock from Mesa Verde in Colorado. And it's, I don't know if you're into photography. But every now and then you take a picture. Well, I guess you don't have to be into photography to do it. You can do it even like accidentally with a camera phone or whatever. But every now and then you take a picture and you're like, God damn, that's pretty effing good. Whether you intended to or not, whatever, doesn't matter. But I took a picture looking down across the desert onto Shiprock from up in Mesa Verde, and it's one of the best photos I've ever taken. Makes me very happy when I look at it, because it was kind of a once in a lifetime thing, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Although really anywhere in the Four Corners area might not be the right time, but if you're in the Four Corners area, you're definitely in the right place. It's a beautiful part of the world, and it's also probably one of the most haunted places I've ever been. It's that whole area out in the desert is very spooky. I'm not sure why, but it definitely is. Right, how we doing on fuel? I can't see. Distance looks like 550 miles out of 100 gallons. 100 gallons is, I mean, 500 miles. It's not like we're going to run out of fuel. Please pull in for a vehicle inspection. You got it. Game. All my fingers are busy. That's why I'm not turning off my turn signal. There you go. Yeah, 100 gallons is... We could probably get fuel. And I think we've been going about a half hour. So next fuel station we see, we'll pull in, we'll call in an episode, and we'll pick up either from there, or like I said, I'll drive ahead of ways off camera and we'll pick up from there next week. Right. 98,000. GV dub, that's not bad. Oh, is this 3 of 5? 3 of 5 or 4 of 5? I don't know. It's a lot. We've been on these heavy cargoes for a few episodes now. Right. 102 gallons. Okay, next fuel station we see, that's all us. And that's, it's not quite right. It was what, 900 miles? So we would want to take it down to about 600 miles if we wanted to split it into thirds. But it's pretty close, because we should definitely be under 700 miles. Yeah, we'll be close to 600, so it'll be close to a third. More or less. We'll see. So what is this? Okay, we're in the right lane. Loving the random road events. I think that's a very cool thing that SCS figured out. Well, they figured out how to do it, but they figured out to do it at all. And I've been doing a lot of racing at the Nürburgring in Assetto Corsa and R Factor 2. And it's crazy to, you do a couple laps at night on the Nürburgring in your sim, and then just for kicks, or I do this, I don't know what you do, but I do it. I'll go on YouTube and I'll look up like a real night lap of a GT3 car during the 24 hours of the Nürburgring. And you think it looks realistic in a sim until you see somebody doing it for real, and there's just so many little visual cues and details, various things, that really, it'll be another few years before it's there. It'll get there. I truly believe that there will be a time when video games are indistinguishable from reality. But as it stands right now, not quite there yet. We're down to 90 gallons. Holbrook, next one. Yeah, it's looking kind of tight. That ramp, it's looking a little tight, and we'd have to go all the way into town. Let's look for just a freestanding fuel station off to the right. Now, I've got F1 2017 and F1 2018 is to be released soon. August, I think. And I know the replay in F1 2017, and I assume it will be the same way in F1 2018. To me, that replay is nearly indistinguishable from TV coverage. Like, it's almost good enough that you can't quite tell the difference. So I have to think that, like I said, in another few generations, I don't mean generations like people, I mean generations like of video games, like by F1, 2019 or whatever, or by ETS3, or even Assetto Corsa Competizione is starting to look like it's headed that way. But I feel like we'll get to a point where, as realistic as this looks compared to a real photo of a real truck driving across the desert, it's not even close. But I know it'll get there. I absolutely know it'll get there. I hope it gets there in my lifetime. I think it will. I think we're maybe 5 years out. Right. So I'm going to pull in here, and I'm going to shut everything down as though we were running inside to get some soda and a pack of smokes. Folks, thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We'll see you next time. Take care now.